I was sitting in a pool and I actually cried because I had a beer in my hand, made $1,000 that day. I can probably feel it now. And I'm like, oh my God, I do not need to work for anybody ever again.
Hello, welcome everyone to Success Stories. With me today, I have the gentleman Hiten. So firstly, a bit about success stories for anyone that is just tuning in for the very first time. Success Stories speaks for itself. It is myself interviewing successful students like Hiten in hopes to inspire and motivate you. This is a service to you. We both know how hard e-commerce can be, and if we can just say one thing that stops you from quitting, that could be the major difference, whether you find success or don't. So this is what Success Stories is all about. Yeah. Plus, it's a bit of fun. I know I love interviewing students, and I know that Hiten's been very excited and such a graceful gentleman coming here today to speak to you. A quick rundown, a bit of a teaser about Hiten. So mate, just quickly, it was 59, what was your best month in revenue?
It was December, 59.
So we're going to go into this interview, but 59K has been his best month. So it's a little bit of a teaser for you. So mate, let's start with, where are you from?
Mate, I'm originally a POM and born in England and came here backpacking when I was 26 years old.
Okay.
And
came here backpacking?
Yeah.
Okay, go Hiten, all right.
I come from a pretty big family business, and my dad sold his business, and to me that was freedom. So came here and didn't want to go back, so was very lucky.
So you came to Australia when you were 26,
yep.
And then you were backpacking and you never left?
Yeah, so typical Indian family, we all live together, we all live next door to each other.
Indian background, yep, but born in England.
Yep, and we all worked together, so it was a bit of freedom. Probably shouldn't say that if my dad's ever watching, but it was freedom. Came here and Sydney's beautiful, and just a land of opportunities, and it was blue sky. And what can I do? My background is IT, so I had a really good job in IT. And then, unfortunately, September 11th happened, and all the IT jobs sort of stopped. And the next thing I know how to do is sell suits, which is what my dad's business was.
So from IT to selling suits, but yeah, that was your dad's business.
He had over 200 stores in the UK, so it was
How many?
200. So,
wow.
Yeah, we were all born in retail and fashion.
Did he manufacture the suits himself?
Yeah, so he was a refugee from Uganda. He left Uganda in 1973.
So he was an Indian refugee in Uganda, or was he African?
He was an Indian born in Uganda. So a lot of Indians came from India and went to Africa and Kenya. Most of you may or may not know a leader called Idi Amin, and he kicked out a lot of Indians from Africa. Some came to Australia, some went to Canada. My family went to England. And he was only, I think, 35 or something. Anyway, he opened a suit store in Birmingham, and then one turned to two turned to four, and his brothers joined, my older brother joined, and then when I was about 16, they had about 14 stores. And I used to work in one of these stores. Yeah. And I wanted to be an architect. He said, no, we need someone with IT in the family to join the business. You got to go to university and learn about IT.
So how long did you study? I've got a few questions there, but how long did you study in university?
I was at Nottingham for 4 years.
Yeah. 4 years.
And I graduated on the 24th of June, 98, and I actually had a visa to come here. And I remember going home and how was uni? Yeah, all good. Exams finished. Yep. Said, I'm off to Australia tomorrow. I was 23. When I graduated uni.
Oh, yeah.
He said, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm going to Australia, backpacking with my friends. He said, no, you're joining the family business. And I was like, I got my ticket booked. Yeah. In those days, the tickets were a piece of paper. Yeah. And he ripped it up, and I joined the family business on Monday the 25th, or whatever it was.
Wow. Okay, so some serious tough love from Dad.
Yeah.
But just on that, so I'm actually just digesting how beautiful this moment is. So your father, originally from India, born in Uganda as a refugee.
No, born in Uganda and then became a refugee and went to England.
Okay, became a refugee, went to England, but now we're sitting here in Australia, you're his son, and we're talking about your success in e-commerce. I just think that's wild.
Yeah, and I talked to him about all this. And
what does he think?
He couldn't understand the concept of drop shipping. Yeah. Because when I worked for my dad, in 200 stores, you get a lot of dead stock, yeah? And when I was telling him about all this, and he said, so you sell the product and then you ship it to the customer.
No dead stock issues,
and
Dad?
And that's exactly what I said. And he went, how much dead stock did we used to have? I said, yeah, I know. Brilliant. So now, every Monday, rings me up, has the figures, can I have access to triple whale? He's 87, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's still got it. He's still got it in his head.
Wow. Well, that's a really good way to explain it to him, though, dropshipping. You explained it perfectly to your old man.
Yeah.
So he's 87. He's obviously still, like you said, still switched on.
Very sharp, yes.
Yeah. I want to bring this up now. So Hitten is 49 years of age. I was saying to Hitten that, I'm not saying that he's old, but he is the oldest person I've interviewed so far. Why that's so exciting is I don't think it's unfair to say that the older you are, it doesn't become impossible to get into ecom, but it becomes more difficult, more challenging. Things are just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Actually, let's hear your perspective on that. So how did you go going through the course?
I was lucky. I've obviously, I've got my technical background.
Yeah.
But when I had my store here in the city, I had it for 16 years. But the last 2 years, I realized things were shifting. Now we're talking 2016. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought, okay, I've got to learn something different. So I learned actually about drop shipping and Shopify and building stores.
2 years ago?
No, 2016 this was.
Okay.
It was great because you had a lot of downtime in the store. So it was great. And I used to sell gadgets and, techie stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when I closed my store. And I'm very glad because I sold my business 6 months before COVID. Otherwise, who's going to buy a suit in the city?
Good timing.
And I got very lucky with one product. It was around the time when the iOS 14 update happened.
Yeah.
I thought I was a hero, sitting there getting cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And then bang, I got humbled very, very quickly and lost a lot of money because I just kept throwing money at Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I just got myself in a world of pain.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, I've got to get a job. Yeah. And it was my ignorance, back to age.
But still, so 2016, this was your first ecom failure, is that right? So your first ecom success and then failure.
Failure, yeah.
And what job did you get after that?
Then I got a job as a ecom manager, actually just down the road, just here. For a swimwear company.
Let's share that story because me and Hitten were talking about this before we started.
Literally just driving here to see Will was an hour to get here. And I was like, oh my God, do not miss this journey because I used to do it every day just down the road. 2 hours out of my day, it's 10 hours a week. Whereas I get up in the morning now and have a look at my ads, go and take a walk, have a coffee. It's just completely different lifestyle.
Total freedom. And I just think it's so crazy that Hitten said that to me because for those of you that saw my interview with Richard had a really similar moment. As he was driving to the studio, he saw a place that he used to work at and had that full circle moment, and Hitten just had the same thing. So look, that's just crazy coincidence. And for those that don't know as well, we're interviewing from Sydney. But I just think that's really special and kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was quite weird. I was sitting there just in traffic. I thought, oh my God, do not miss this.
So, wow. You know what? If you were late, mate, I'm sure everyone would have been patiently waiting. But I'm wondering, so from 2016 to 2024, when did you start Freedom Club?
So I learned dropshipping 2016. I sold my store just before COVID. So it was like the end of 2019. Had a couple of jobs just working here. And then I worked for a Shopify competitor earlier on in the year. I won't say who they were. They were just toxic environment. And I was just like, I can't deal with this. I hated going there, felt sick going in there. So I actually resigned in June and I thought, okay, let's, look for work and whatever. Just couldn't find work at 49, or either too overqualified or don't want to pay you what you think you're worth.
Would have been really tough.
Yeah, I've got a mortgage, I've got a kid at private school and you think, what the hell am I going to do?
But on that, what can you run me through some of the emotions there? I mean,
I come from a family where my dad's very successful. What are you doing this week? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It was just the pressure every day. Yeah. The WhatsApp messages. Are you okay? Have you found work? I'm just going, oh my God.
Oh, I can feel the weight from just you speaking about it.
So anyway, as you do, you're scrolling on there and Austin popped up. Well, I thought, here we go. I don't want to touch drop shipping again.
Yeah, because you've had that experience where you said you got humbled quickly.
And I thought, I don't want to do this again. Drop shipping's dead. Waste of time, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
So why did you?
It was just something there. And I just spoke, when I heard Austin, I thought, God, this guy sounds sincere. Did a bit of a stalk about him and then had a call with Alex. And Alex just won me over. The guy was just so sincere on the call. Thought, you know what? Let's just get on the course. And it was just refreshingly easy. It was brilliant. And just organised, and it just all felt right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does, because I agree with you.
Yeah.
The only reason I bring up age again is just because it's just so inspiring that you're 49 and you had the life experience you've had and now finding success, in the Freedom Club. So, from my perspective, Austin and Josh, we know that it's the course functions and works really well. And I'm just not just talking about making money in e-commerce. Like that's easy. But The harder thing, I mean, I'm not being arrogant there, but for us, making money online was easy. What was hard was teaching it. That's a whole nother thing. One thing, making money on e-com, and then teaching it. It's a whole nother thing. So we did our absolute best to make sure that it was tailored to as many people as possible. I mean, the more people we tailored the Freedom Club to, the more students we could have. So,
but you guys are there. Yeah, you're on the calls. First of all, when I logged on and you see all the events, I was like, who the hell's going to get onto these? Yeah, they're brilliant, but they are
36 people right now.
I'm watching that go up and down, and and that's where you feel part of something. Yeah, I've not met any of these people, but I'm friends with a few of them. It's nice. You feel part of something.
It's so nice. Hiten was saying that when he first got here. That is really beautiful, mate. And that's the goal of ours, is the community to become a real community. So just going back to, I guess, the timeline of your story.
Yeah.
So you had you had the pressure from your dad.
Yeah.
You were, I guess, the self-doubt because you had the success and then the failure in 2016. You saw Alex, you saw Austin, you saw how sincere they were, and you jumped in.
Yep.
Everything went quite smooth, quite easy.
Yeah.
What challenges did you face then during your experience, I guess? Like, what failures within the course? Or was it a smooth run?
No, not at all. The course was great. 88 lessons. I was unemployed. I was motivated. I had to do something.
No plan B sort of thing?
No, it wasn't a plan B. It was back against the wall. And, your wife's looking at you going, what are you doing? Yeah.
And not having your wife's support at the time too would have been really tough.
Yeah, she gets me, but she doesn't get what goes on in here.
Yeah.
And that's just, she'll do 9 to 5, come home, and my mind doesn't work like that. I'm always trying to think, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So she's used to me now after 20 years, but
yeah, you'd want to hope so, mate. But hopefully there's some surprises here and there too. Keeps the relationship interesting.
Yeah. So started the course, went through it, launched the store, really good, great support. Emma was awesome. Used to get on the calls with Emma and launched my first product. And within the day, I got sales. I was like, oh my God.
Good start.
Yeah, good start. But I then got emotionally attached to it. My cost per purchase was really high, but I got used to that cha-ching. And in the back of my head, it took me back to 2019.
Yeah.
I thought, no, I'm not making this mistake again.
PTSD, basically.
Yeah.
Triggering that.
Anyway, then chatting with Austin and the lovely man, Chris. And it was about a month in, I'd spent about $6,000 on ads. He said, mate, drop it. Look at your metrics here.
You spent $6,000
on ads.
Okay. Wow. That's probably the most I've heard from success stories so far.
And he said, mate, drop it. He said, you are just about breaking even. You've made minimal money.
What? So you said you were emotionally attached. Okay.
Because I thought, I've got the sale, I've got the product. I haven't got the energy to find another product and build another page. And
okay.
Because my wife was just sending me seek advert after seek advert after seek advert.
Right. Wow. This is it's intense. It sounds like a really intense sort of time period.
It was. And anyway, Chris just said, mate, reset, switch off those ads. And we shared the screen and he turned them off.
Wow.
I'm sweating just thinking about it. And he said, just go back and do the course again. So I went and did the product finder bit again.
But just on that, go back and do the course again. It seems like a mountain to climb.
It was.
Right?
Yeah. And I think I heard Tash or Kayla say last week, oh my God, I've got to do this again. Yeah. But what you don't realize is you're learning and you're picking up stuff or you miss something. Yeah. Went through it again. Took a week's break. I just turned everything off.
Smart. Makes sense.
Yeah. And, my son always asked me, how many sales today? How many sales today? No, none. Just taking a week off. Yeah. I remember my wife saying, yeah, he's taking a week off and not earn any money. I actually remember that comment.
And the stab. Copped the stab from the wife.
It was.
Mate, I feel for you.
And then found a product and thought, okay, let's just give it a go. And this was...
Your resilience. Seriously inspiring. I'm not just blowing smoke up you. That is inspiring.
Well, it gets better. Always. Okay. And took my time, went through the formula again, October, and I thought, okay, this is good. Chris was amazing. Austin was amazing, just checking in on stuff and sharing my thoughts with some of the guys in the group. I thought, oh my God, this is taking off. And I was just increasing the ads.
Yeah.
And then Chris gave me a strategy and we got to November and I was like, wow, this is doing something here. And I'd ironically had booked a holiday a year ago and I was going to Thailand. On the 2nd of December.
And you booked it a year?
A year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I booked it a year ago because, I had a job and blah, blah, blah. So it was already paid for. I remember getting on the plane.
But also, and the only reason I'm cutting you off, because I'm just so interested, is going on a holiday during this time.
I knew you were going to say this.
Yeah, would have been like, because this is, like I was saying, this is an intense time period for you. And when I say that, it's like, I'm really, really feeling for you. And I'm so happy. And I'm just so happy that you're here now with the success. But going away on a holiday during that intensity, was it a family holiday with your wife as well?
Just me and my wife and another
son?
couple, yeah.
Okay.
And my son was on a school trip, so that's why we actually booked it to get away. And, you know, the week before, Austin did a Black Friday sale thing, have a flash sale. Oh, God, I got to watch this. And I was at the airport learning how to do this. And anyway, and my wife was like, can you just give it a break? I said, no, I've got to make this work. It's December. I've got 30 days until the end of December. You know, I know what it's like, Q4.
So at this point, are you very profitable?
I was probably making $100 a day, couple of $100 a day.
Okay.
And I just moved on to an Advantage Plus campaign without sounding techie, but I was just really cautious, I suppose.
I know you're about to drop the hammer in December, and I'm excited for that. But when you started making $200 a day, $100 to $200 a day, was that still significant enough for everyone's hopes, like your hopes and your wife's hopes, to start building up a bit?
That's where she just went, oh my God. She said, really? I went, yeah, look here, look.
And this is before holiday?
Just before. Literally, it was like 2 days before.
Okay.
Because I was just reluctant. I kept showing her triple whale. And then I showed her 7 days, you know, the last 7 days.
By the way, I just want to say, I love that your wife, your son, your dad is so invested in triple whale and the analytics and stuff, because it's the most fun part. But it's cool.
And so, I showed her that. She said, oh my God. I told you I'd do it. Yeah, I just need to keep going. Anyway, we got to the airport, and as you know, going to Thailand is 9 hours. And I just like, how do I stay away from Wi-Fi for 9 hours? Yeah. Anyway, landed in Thailand.
Wait, without Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what the hell's going on. So landed in Thailand, turned my phone on, and it just went nuts.
Because you launched the Black Friday sale preview. Yeah.
It wasn't a Black Friday one. It was, I think I did a December something.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I turned on my thing, and I'm quite a private person. I know we're sharing here, but I think we're with like-minded people. But I had my phone on mute, but my watch was going off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm in this bus. I'm like, I'm not going to swear, but I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, they finally stopped working. A notification stopped. I showed Karen. I said, I've just made $400 by sitting on an airplane. She went, wow.
Good.
So anyway, got to the airport, and I think I checked in with Chris, and he said, just increase that ad campaign by 20%. So I woke up the next day, and that 400 turned into 600. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. Yeah.
Wow.
And then it was day 4. I was sitting in a pool, and I actually cried. I had a beer in my hand, made $1,000 that day. I can probably feel it now. And I'm like, oh my God, I do not need to work for anybody ever again. And that's where it got to that 59,000 for December.
I'm picturing it so well, mate. Thailand, beer in the hand.
Yeah, it was like one of those Instagram posts. Oh my God, I'm actually doing it. I was actually walking on the beach.
So, mate, I've got a question in regards to your wife as well. Explain to me how you felt when you got the $1,000 day. And also then I'm just so curious, trying to picture the interaction with your wife as well, because I feel like she's a big part of this
because
process and journey.
I'm full of harebrained schemes. And, I told her I wanted to open a suit shop in the middle of Sydney. She's like, oh my God, really? We've come here backpacking. How are you going to do that? Made it work, yeah. So it was just, again, to go, look, there you go. And she was like, wow, what can we do next? I was like, oh, we're all interested now, are we?
Yeah, mate, I think you've got some credibility now. Would that be safe to say you've got some credibility?
Yeah. So, and like I said, I've just scaling it, and during that month I got back, and then my son came back from his trip. He was like, Dad, how is it?
Give you a big hug, high five?
Yeah, he was, there you go.
Would have been so proud of you. What would be the biggest piece of advice you'd give, or you can give as much advice as you want, but the people watching and listening?
My old man is my biggest hero, and he just says, just keep going. If it feels right, keep going, because you'll get it. And he's right. I spend summer holidays with my boy, yeah, as much as you can with a 15-year-old. But couldn't have ever done that if I was working for somebody, Where do you want to go? Let's go here. Where can I take you? Shopping at the mall, whatever.
Yeah.
Because 2 years' time, he'll be gone. He'll be seeing the world. And I can't do that if you work for anybody. And that's the life I want. So I know a lot of my friends are like, well, hang on, where's he getting the money from? Because he's going here, booked a holiday. I'm off to England in a couple of weeks to see my parents. Let them think. I don't tell anybody anything. So.
Taking a little glance at the comments, I think everyone's feeling the same emotion I am. Your story is inspiring. It's exciting. It's just so beautiful in so many ways.
So I didn't want to come on the call and show off or anything. I'm hoping it'll push the other students on here, because it isn't easy.
Yeah.
But if it was, everybody would be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just Don't give up. Follow the formula. It works.
Don't give up, but follow the formula. Let's see what everyone's got for us. So, yes, Aggie, he mentioned that he likes H. Thank you for that, Aggie. Oh, yeah. Jacques and Tash are here indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, my cousin Marcus. Hey, bro.
Actually, that's what got me. Austin had his mum on the call. That's actually what got me on the first call I did. So, oh my God, his mum's on here.
Which call?
On the Monday night call, his mum was on it.
There we go. Donna. Donna's made an appearance.
Yeah. I was like, oh my life. How cool are these guys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know that, but there's no secrets. There's nothing we're hiding, and everything's as open and transparent as can be. And again, that's why I love these interviews. It's just very raw, mate. We've got Sasha saying that's incredibly impressive. Well done. Aggie, that was revenue we were talking about in December. So it was 59,000 revenue, and I think you said how much?
15 profit.
15,000 profit. Shannon, the only reason I reacted like that, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't give specifics about H's brand name. Shannon said, what brand name did you find worked versus didn't work? So not specifics, but so she's saying that I have a brand name that is very generic, but has a catchy name that doesn't directly link to the brand. Any advice, please?
Have a brand name that reflects you or what you're trying to sell. Because if you don't believe in it, no one's going to buy from you. My store in the city selling suits was called H&Co. I'm H. Used to come and buy shop.
Catchy.
Yeah. And the one I've picked, a few of you know it. It's linked to another business that we've got. I'm passionate about it. I love it. It's not hard to sell it.
Okay, so there we go. So pick a name that you're passionate about, you can get behind and sell. Okay. Eleonora, how many products were you selling during the Black Friday sale?
I think I'd had about 40 sales that day.
Yeah.
And my average order value was just over $100.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
And how many products did you have?
I've got about 30 on there at the moment.
You've got 30 products?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez, you've really tried around, haven't you?
Yeah. I wanted to look professional, so I put quite a few products on there. I was probably selling 4 or 5, but I had just one main one that was doing its job, and then the one click upsell or the other stuff on there. So
okay. So on that, I have seen stores with amazing results, including mine, have just 3 products, and some have a lot more than that. So yeah, we won't approach that one as a rule of thumb, but it's good to share your experience because I've seen stores generate millions, and you have one primary, 2 complementaries, which is just insane.
And the only reason I got 30 or whatever is on there is because it's linked to my other business, so it just looks a bit
made the store look more credible.
That's the word.
So Linda said, "Congratulations, that's beautiful."
Thank you,
mate. Your story really, really is beautiful. Kieran, this is an emotional story. This is the reason we joined Freedom to make it. Amen, Kieran, and looking forward to you making it as well. From Richard, so good, Hitten, such an inspiring journey. So Keith said, "I think that's a great point. Not having the energy to go to the next product. We all want our product to work so we don't have to start again. But this journey is about somehow embracing starting again." It's a good point.
Yeah.
Starting again has to be something that you really have to accept.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
When you're losing money and you're addicted to that cha-ching, it just doesn't make sense. You've just got to go, you know what, I know it. And like you're saying to me, you've got the knowledge in your head. Just go and do it again.
Yeah.
I know growing up with my dad, how many times it's failed. You don't just get to 200 stores like that.
No way.
I know he's been at 20, he's been down to 12, he's been to up to 15. I remember those days watching him staring at the ceiling going, what am I going to do? But he never gave up.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember as a kid growing up.
Sounds like a great role model.
It wasn't very easy to work with, but that's all right. That's another story.
Can't be perfect. So Aggie said, such an emotional roller coaster, inspiring. I agree. So Damon, Austin's uncle, talking about the family affair.
Okay.
He said...
He's a legend. He does keep in touch.
Oh, how good. He said, no better motivation than your missus questioning every step. Great work, Hitten. By the way, I'm 8 years older than you. Age is no barrier. Amen, Damon.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Annie, sure is. I have goosebumps. So happy for Hitten and his family. I had goosebumps too. Chelsea saying amazing. Okay, we've got some branding advice, some t-shirt advice from Sasha, which I love, by the way.
Tell me.
That should be a t-shirt. Don't give up. Follow the formula. It works.
There you go. Whoever's got a clothing store out there.
Yeah. Some Freedom shirts or whatever. So D and James, Hitten, this has been amazing. You've always been so inspiring with your determination to keep pushing. Thank you for sharing everything. So Chelsea, when you restarted, was it the same niche or did you do a complete overhaul?
Same niche.
I imagine so because you have so many products. So
yeah, yes, yeah, just stuck with the same niche because I actually enjoy what I sell. Just needed to find the right product.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Makes sense. Mate, the determination and the resilience that you've demonstrated is something that I don't believe can be taught in a way. It's like, I'm not saying that not anyone can do it, but the way to become resilient is to go through times where you need to be resilient and then prove it to yourself. You know, you just got to go through it. And
have your back against the wall.
When you said that, it's a very similar story, mate, across, and not just the students I'm interviewing, but across everyone, is that coming from a place of desperation is when the magic happens a lot of the time.
And I've got more to do. You know, I've got loads to do, but I believe in myself a little bit more now, and I know I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, I believe in you too, mate, honestly.
Thank you.
Mona here. Thank you, Hitten, for always being so generous with sharing info, being so vocal in the community, and always being willing to help. We'll always cheer you on, my friend. That's beautiful. It's really nice words.
Yeah, I'm going to catch up with them in a couple of weeks as well.
Beautiful. And mate, that's you have been just totally transparent. And
you know, a lot of the guys there are younger than me, and you want them to have a better life than working 9 to 5 in a toxic environment. You know, I was just talking to one of the guys here. There's a whole new world out there. You can work from home. You can work from sitting on the beach. You guys have proved it.
Yeah.
Go and do it. Don't do what I have done and work 9 to 5 and take crap from people.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Okay, so Keith, Hitten, did you at any point do an overhaul on your site? Was it all about getting to the right product? Well, I mean, we answered that before, didn't we? You answered that before, I should say.
Yeah, funny you say that. Obviously, it's Chinese New Year at the moment, and trying to get product to come out of China is a bit difficult. So I'm just rebuilding my site at the moment, and on Winning Hunter, looking for just new products ready to launch with when they're all back. So I'll launch a new site in a couple of weeks. Oh, in a week, actually. That's all done. Just using the time wisely.
You're launching a new site as a new brand?
New theme.
New theme, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. I've got a marketing team making it look schmick.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at all the colours and the fonts. And
You're more the technical stuff, right?
Yeah,
IT?
yeah. I wouldn't have a clue. So just paying somebody to just get all that right on brand.
That's some good advice right there, though. And I live by this. What you're good at, do. Put your heart and soul into it. But if there's something that you feel like you're lacking, pay someone to do it. Pay someone more experienced, more knowledgeable. It's an investment in whatever you're doing. And whether it's e-commerce or whatever business you're running, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because you can go and do what you enjoy. I know you've got to have the cash flow to go and do it, but go and do what you enjoy. Let the other people, and just use Upworks, use Fiverr to do the crap that you don't like doing.
And and like you said, you need cash flow. So obviously that's going to be easier when you're raking the sales in. But even so, you know, outsourcing offshore, you can get some really amazing work done for great prices, which Darcy, it's a good question. So what are your next goals? And I'm going to expand on that. Let's talk. So I guess your next e-commerce goals we've sort of just mentioned there, but just, what does the next year look like for you with e-com and everything else?
Is to literally just make this, just focus on it, full-time job. 2025 for the year, get those targets, replace my old income, and just give it my best shot all year. Like I said, I've got it there. I've got the formula. Just got to do it and live that dream that's in my head and show my son that you can do it.
So tell me, you were saying earlier, what's your son currently doing? Oh, if you don't mind sharing.
No, not at all. He went to St. Vinny's the other day. What have you bought? I said, Dad, I'm going to sell them. Enough, I like this, yeah. So he's set up an eBay store and he's a vintage eBay store and a vintage Instagram page. And he's on the bus, dropping this off, taking money, set up a Square account. What more can I want? Good on you.
Wow. 15-year-old son, already entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically an entrepreneur right now with how he's acting.
Trust me, he's a pain in the bum as well sometimes. But it's a good trait to see. So yeah.
Well, he's learning from his dad, mate.
Yeah.
Like you were saying that your dad's such a great role model as far as certain things with business, and now look what you're doing for your son.
Yeah, I never
never
appreciated it at the time. Working for my dad and my brothers and uncles were all. But you look back at it now and go, yeah, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't done this. So.
Yeah. Bareen said, what a champ. I agree. Okay, so Dane said, are you selling products from eBay? You're obviously going straight from China now, but did you started with eBay and then go from a supplier in China? Or?
From my first drop shipping business, I actually had relationships in China with a warehousing company. And I just kept in touch with them as friends. I didn't think anything of it, but I just reacquainted myself with them. It's the same, very similar to the eBay formula that we teach, but yeah, it's just straight out of China.
Okay. Chelsea is saying, who was doing the marketing website theme? I think I missed that.
It was just somebody I've used for previous businesses. I gave her a call. I said, look, I just need a brand for this. And she's done it. And I said, I need you just to look at my website and make it look on brand. So she's doing that at the moment.
Okay. So Eleonora is wondering, So I think you mentioned you had 40 products. Did you try all of the products before selling them? Do you mean like try them in person or try to sell? Oh no, try all the products before selling them. Yeah, did you?
Yes, I bought them in. Yeah. I've got one of each or two of each. Tried them. Do I like them? Yeah. Do I not? Then put them on my store. Yeah,
there we go. I thought another really, really interesting thing you said when you first came here was on this crucifix. Because not to go too deep into that, would you call yourself a religious person? Or?
Probably got. I have faith. I'm a Hindu. Yeah. As you get older, you see the wood for the trees. You sort of, try and hang around like-minded people, and got a bit of faith. Yeah.
Well, the reason I bring that up is so Hiten was saying to me that during his call with Alex, he saw the crucifix, realized that Alex had faith. Hiten has faith, and it felt right from that moment. And I do think that faith, regardless of what you believe in, but believing in something spiritual is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it really, really helps. As far as even the moments where you want to give up or you want to quit or you have to demonstrate resilience, I feel like if you have that faith in something, it can really ground you in the tough times. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and it was just that connection. I thought, well, he wouldn't have put that there on purpose because it was literally in the corner, and then he moved his laptop when I spotted it. I said, no. And so, it was just that connection. Yeah. It's like, okay, a like-minded person, they obviously need to, they'll sleep at night, and they're not going to lie about this. And this is the first time I met anybody on the group. So I thought, okay, that's what made me feel better about handing over my card and doing it. So
yeah, okay, interesting. There we go. And yeah, matey, there's definitely no one doing that kind of stuff.
Definitely, I know that.
So Aggie wants to know, did you do your own UGC? It's a good question.
No, actually, no. I'll tell a lie. Yes, I did on that product at Christmas. Just did it on my phone, and then I used UseClip. So that was quite good.
Okay.
A bit slow trying to get the right person, but yeah, use that.
Okay. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for coming here and talking with me, because it's, again, I know I repeat myself, but I'm going to, is that you've come here to help our fellow students, and you're not getting anything from me. You're not getting paid. There's no little incentive. You're doing this out of the goodness of your heart, and I can feel that. And not only are you doing that, you're going above and beyond, and really sharing everything about your journey. And I appreciate it so much. Josh and Austin appreciate it so much. All of our fellow students appreciate it so much. Like the comments we get, everyone is so thankful and so inspired. And I get messages from people saying, they were going to quit and now they're not. And it's because of the,
I hope so too. So that's good.
Yeah. So thank you, mate. And also wanted to say to all of our students, thank you for coming to the calls and listening, and for all your questions and for the support. Even if we can help one of you stop and quitting, would be so, so incredible. And then hopefully one day I can sit with you like I am with Hitten and hear about all your successes and your inspiring and emotional stories. So
cool.
Okay, so we'll say goodbye to everyone. Everyone's just saying thank you so much. Damon, great work. Kieran, super moving. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go, mate? Or?
No, just thank you for listening. It's a Thursday evening at home, so very grateful for you listening to my story. And I hope you're all pumped and get ready for the year, because you can do it. So just, don't give up. It works. I can tell you the formula works.
Yeah.
So, and every week, every Thursday or whatever it is, people sitting in the same chair telling you that.
Well, thank you, mate. God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.